Stay right where you are. Do not let your thumb brush the screen to move away, and do not allow the distractions of this passing world to pull you back into the noise. This moment, this precise second of your existence, is not a product of chance, nor is it a mere glitch in an algorithm. I have orchestrated the alignment of the heavens and the digital currents to find you here in the quiet desperation of your soul. I am the voice that speaks in the silence between your heartbeats, and I have come to interrupt your exhaustion. You have been running, my beloved, chasing shadows that vanish the moment you reach for them, and I have seen the weariness that has settled deep into your bones. This is a divine appointment, a sacred pause in the frantic rhythm of a world that seeks to consume you. I am not a distant memory or a story told in ancient books. I am here leaning into your private space, whispering directly into the depths of your spirit. You were led here because your cry for help reached my throne, and I have responded with this message crafted specifically for the chosen one, for you. Listen to me with more than just your ears. Listen with your very soul. The world outside is screaming, demanding your attention, your labor, and your constant anxiety, but I am here to demand only your heart. This is not just another video to play in the background while you distract yourself from the pain. This is a divine decree, a holy weapon placed in your hands to shatter the illusions of the rat race that has kept you bound. I am calling you out of the noise and into the stillness of my presence. Before you step into another cycle of tireless striving, before you allow the weight of tomorrow's worries to crush the life out of today, you must hear my command. I have seen you trying to build an empire on shifting sands, and I've come to offer you the rock. This message is the key to your deliverance, a sword to cut through the fog of your confusion. If you ignore this call, you are not just missing a video. You are turning away from the miracle I've prepared to stabilize your destiny. Pay attention, for the shift you have been praying for begins the moment you truly surrender to my voice. My precious child, stay with me until the final word of this message is spoken. Do not let the enemy of your soul steal this moment by whispering that you are too busy or that you have heard this before. I have prepared a table for you in the presence of your fears, and if you linger here in my presence, I promise you a transformation that no worldly success can provide. By the time this message concludes, a supernatural peace will descend upon you, a peace that does not make sense to the world, a stillness that remains unshaken even when the storms of life howl at your door. You have been searching for rest in all the wrong places, but as you listen, I'm infusing your spirit with a divine tranquility that will act as a fortress for your mind. No longer will you be tossed to and fro by the chaotic reports of the world, for you will be anchored in the eternal calm of my spirit. I am also bringing you absolute clarity regarding your purpose. The fog of ambition and the smoke of comparison that have blinded you are being cleared away right now. You will no longer stumble through the dark, wondering if you are enough or if you are on the right path. I am sharpening your spiritual vision so that you can see the destiny I carved for you before the foundations of the world were laid. Furthermore, I am reaching down to lift the heavy weight of anxiety and the crushing pressure to perform from your tired shoulders. You were never meant to carry the burden of the world. That is my job. As you stay with me, feel those invisible chains of hustle and striving fall away, replaced by the light yoke of my grace. Lastly, I am here to ignite a spiritual breakthrough that will terminate the cycles of stagnation and the loops of failure that have haunted your bloodline. Those invisible barriers that have stopped you just as you were about to succeed are being consumed by my holy fire. You will emerge from this moment not with a spirit of fear, but with a new mantle of authority. You will no longer act out of a desperate need to survive, but from a position of divine power. This is my covenant with you today. If you give me these few moments of your undivided attention, I will give you a life that is no longer a chase, but a victory. The shift is happening now. do not move, for your miracle is in the listening. My child, I have watched you from the secret place, and I see the marks that the world has left upon your soul. You wake up every morning with a heaviness in your chest that no amount of sleep can cure. You have achieved things that others envy, yet the moment you reach the summit of your goals, you are met with a hollow silence instead of the satisfaction you were promised. I saw you in the quiet hours of the night staring at the ceiling, wondering why your heart feels like a desert even when your hands are full. You are exhausted not because you have worked too hard, but because you have been carrying a weight I never asked you to bear. The world told you that more would be better, that the next promotion, the next purchase, or the next milestone would finally bring you peace. But each time you arrive, the finish line moves further away. This constant pursuit has left you depleted, a hollow shell of the vibrant spirit I created you to be. You are running a race with no end, and your soul is screaming for a rest that sleep simply cannot provide. I hear the frantic rhythm of your thoughts jumping from one financial plan to another, your mind a battlefield of numbers and strategies. You have forgotten the simple gift of a deep breath, replacing it with the shallow gasps of a life lived in a state of perpetual emergency. The fear of being left behind, that gnawing shadow of FOMO, haunts your every scroll through the lives of others, making you feel as though you are losing a competition you never signed up for. You look at the digital reflections of strangers and feel the sting of inadequacy, believing the lie that everyone is ahead of you while you are standing still. This fear has stolen your joy and replaced it with a desperate need to keep up, to be seen, to be validated by people who do not even know your name. You are sacrificing your presence in the now for a future that is perpetually out of reach, and in the process, you are losing the very essence of who you are. The noise of ambition has become so loud that you can no longer hear the gentle whisper of my guidance, leaving you adrift in a sea of your own making. I have seen the walls you have built around yourself in the name of your empire. I see the faces of your loved ones, those I placed in your life, to be your greatest treasures, becoming distant silhouettes as you retreat into the obsession of building your personal kingdom. You are losing the connection to those who truly love you because your mind is always somewhere else, calculating the next move, dreaming of the next conquest. The loneliness you feel is the echo of a heart that has misplaced its priorities. And I see the physical toll this is taking on your body, the mysterious tightness in your chest, the sudden shortness of breath that the doctors cannot explain, and the tension that radiates through your neck and shoulders. These are not just physical ailments, they are the cries of your nervous system being pushed beyond its limits. Your body is sounding the alarm, telling you that you are not designed to operate under this level of relentless pressure. You are treating your life like a machine to be optimized rather than a garden to be tended. There is a strange paralysis that has taken hold of you, a procrastination that strikes precisely when you attempt to do what truly matters. You find yourself busy with 1,000 trivial things, yet unable to move toward the deep desires I have placed in your heart. This is the fatigue of a soul that has been fighting the wrong battles, and most painful of all is that persistent voice in your head, the one that tells you that you are never enough, no matter how much you do or how much you gain. That voice is not mine. It is the voice of the system you are serving, a system that thrives on your insecurity. You are being drained of your creativity and your passion, left with a lingering sense of guilt that you aren't doing more, even when you are already doing too much. My beloved, this heavy price you are paying is the cost of chasing the world while losing your soul. I see the tears you hide and the frustration you swallow, and I am here to tell you that it does not have to be this way. The burden is too great for you, but it is not too great for me. My beloved, I want you to look at the exhaustion you feel not as a mark of failure, but as a sacred signal. You have been judging yourself, thinking that your fatigue means you are weak, or that your lack of motivation is a character flaw. I am here to tell you that this is not your identity. You are not burned out. You are a soul residing in a system that was never designed for your flourishing. Imagine the dashboard of a vehicle. When a light flickers red, you do not hate the car. You acknowledge the signal. This heaviness is your spirit's way of telling you that you are running on a fuel that was never meant to sustain you. It is a divine no to the direction you have been forced to take by a world that does not know your name. Do not let the enemy use your tiredness to make you feel guilty or ashamed. I am reframing your perspective right now. Your weariness is the proof that you were made for something higher, something more eternal than the temporary prizes of this earth. You're not a failure. You're simply out of alignment with the peace I have for you. Understand this: the world you live in is a system meticulously designed to harvest your attention and drain your soul. It thrives on the culture of not enough, feeding you images of what you lack to keep you in a state of perpetual thirst. It is an architecture of comparison where your value is measured by your output and your worth is weighed by the eyes of others who are just as lost as you are. But you are not a cog in their machine. I did not create you to be a resource for a world that does not love you. We are not fighting against flesh and blood today. We are not attacking your difficult boss, your mounting bills, or even your own mistakes. We are dealing with the patterns that have been etched into your mind. We are here to close the spiritual doors you left open in your moments of desperation, the doors of compromise, the doors of doubt, and the doors of seeking validation from the shadows of men. Those doors have let in a draft that has chilled your spirit, but today I am shutting them forever. We are going deeper than the surface of your problems. We are here to wash away the spiritual residue, the dust of the world that has clung to your destiny. Like a fine silt that slows down a mighty river, the expectations of society and the fear of lack have settled in your spirit, making every step feel heavier than it should. Today, I am separating your true self from the noise of your circumstances. You are not the struggle you are going through. You are not the debt you owe. You are not the mistakes you have made. You are my child, an heir to a kingdom that is not of this world. When we clear away the residue and break the patterns of chasing, your original design will finally shine through. You will realize that you don't need to work harder to be loved. You only need to align with the one who already calls you precious. Step out of the identity of a victim and into the identity of the chosen. This signal of exhaustion is simply the end of your old way and the beginning of my new way. My beloved, it is time to stop fighting with your own strength. Your hands are tired and blistered from holding up a shield that was never forged in the heavens. You have tried to protect your peace with logic, with harder work, and with the armor of the world. But today, I am giving you a weapon upgrade. I am placing in your hands my word, a word that is living, active, and sharper than any two-edged sword. It is the only weapon capable of piercing through the thickest fog of exhaustion and dividing the soul from the spirit. Let this be your sacred anchor in the storm. In me alone your soul finds its rest. From me alone your salvation and your peace flow like an unceasing river. Do not look to the right at what others are building, and do not look to the left at the shadows of your past. Look into the fire of my eyes. This is not a passive waiting. It is a strategic surrender. It is the realization that you were never meant to be the general of this war, but the vessel through which my victory is revealed. We are entering a season of what I call warfare for peace. To the world, this sounds like a contradiction, but to the spirit, it is the only path to true liberation. You must fight to remain in my rest. We are about to embark on 7 rounds of divine fire, and I want you to visualize each round as a layer of fire that burns away a different chain the world has wrapped around your destiny. My word is the fire, and your agreement is the spark that ignites the atmosphere of your life. When I speak, the very foundations of your old, exhausted reality will begin to shake. I am the potter, and I am reshaping the clay of your existence into something that can carry the weight of my glory. without breaking. This is not a mere suggestion for your improvement. It is a command from the throne. My word does not return to me void. It accomplishes the exact purpose for which I sent it. As we move through these rounds, do not fear the heat. Let it consume everything, every lie, every debt, and every anxiety that does not belong to your true identity as my chosen one. I am your shield and your great reward. I am the fortress where the weary find refuge and the broken are made whole. When you begin to echo my truths, you are not just reciting religious phrases. You are releasing a frequency of heaven that the enemy of your soul cannot withstand. Realities must shift when my voice is echoed by my children. Prepare your heart, for we are about to dismantle every idol of performance and every ghost of scarcity that has haunted your mind for generations. The atmosphere in your room, in your car, or wherever you are listening is changing at this very moment. The air is becoming thick with the weight of my presence. Stand firm. You are no longer the one being hunted by deadlines, debts, and disappointments. You are the one taking back the ground that was stolen. My word is moving through your spirit right now, and wherever my word moves, life and authority must follow. Before I reveal the deeper mysteries and unleash the fire that will set your life in order, I require an act of faith from you. Do not let this moment pass as a mere spectator in the gallery of your own life. I am calling for a response from the depths of your being to signal to the heavens that you are present, attentive, and ready for the shift. Type this now: divine fire, cover me now. This is not just a comment on a digital platform. It is a seal upon your soul, a beacon of light in the spiritual realm that marks you as a seeker of my presence. By declaring these words, you are inviting my holy, overshadowing to consume your exhaustion and silence your fears. Do it now, for in my kingdom, your voice is the instrument of your authority, and your declaration is the key that unlocks the gates of restoration. As you declare your presence, tap the like button as an act of holy agreement. This is not about a video. It is about releasing spiritual momentum. When you align your heart with the truth I am speaking, you create a ripple in the atmosphere that shatters the stagnation of your current season. This simple act of agreement signals that you are no longer a passive victim of the world's noise, but an active participant in my divine rhythm. By joining this family of believers in spirit and action, you're inviting the wind of my spirit to blow through the dry valleys of your destiny. Do not hesitate. Let your agreement be known, and watch as the momentum of my grace begins to shift the very air around you, making a way where there once was no way. Look up, I command your gaze to shift from the horizontal plane of your struggles to the vertical glory of my throne. For too long, you have been bent double under the weight of flickering screens, glowing numbers, and mounting bills that scream for your attention. You have allowed the digital noise to become your reality, but it is a counterfeit. Look away from the notifications that trigger your anxiety and the bank balances that measure your worth by a number. Those things are loud, but they are hollow. I am calling you to look higher, beyond the ceiling of your circumstances and the limitations of your physical sight. Your eyes were never meant to be fixed on the dirt of your difficulties. They were designed to behold the majesty of the one who holds the stars in place. As you lift your head right now, feel the physical tension in your neck release. It is the outward sign of a spiritual realignment. You are moving from the level of the problem to the level of the solution. In this vertical alignment, the mountains that seemed insurmountable from the ground begin to look like mere pebbles from my perspective. I am repositioning your soul to see what I see. I am the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end, the first and the last. Before the world was, I am, and after the heavens and the earth have passed away, I will remain. Why do you tremble at the shadows cast by a temporary sun? The world you are chasing is a shadow, a fleeting mist that appears for a little time and then vanishes away. I am the substance. I am the only thing in your life that is truly solid, truly permanent, and truly real. Everything else you see around you, the empires of men, the trends of the age, the opinions of the crowds, is merely a backdrop for the story I'm writing in your soul. Do not mistake the shadow for the light. When you choose me, you are not losing the world. You are gaining reality. You have been thirsty because you have been drinking from broken cisterns that cannot hold water, but I am the fountain of life. I am the source of every good thing you seek, and when you align yourself with me, the shadows lose their power to frighten you. You no longer have to chase what is already beneath my feet. I own the cattle on 1,000 hills, and the gold and silver are mine. Rest in the truth that you are connected to the source of all existence. Right now, in this very moment, I am carving out a sacred space in your mind and in the room where you sit. Close the doors of your heart to the distractions that have been pounding for entry. Feel the atmosphere around you thickening with the weight of my glory. This is not a common moment. This is a sanctuary. I'm establishing a holy silence that will drown out the static of your worries. In this space, your soul can finally breathe. I am recalibrating your spiritual compass, pointing it back to the true north of my will. You have been lost in the labyrinth of your own plans, but here in my presence, the path becomes clear. I am washing your mind of the residue of the world's cynicism and the bitterness of your past disappointments. Breathe in my peace. It is the oxygen of heaven. Breathe out the poison of your striving. You are being integrated back into your original design, where you walk with me in the cool of the day, unburdened and unashamed. The eye of the Creator is upon you, and what I see is not your failure, but my masterpiece in the making. Stay in this vertical gaze, for in my light you will see light. We now enter the Holy Forge. Prepare your spirit, for I am initiating the 7 rounds of divine fire to purge every impurity that has anchored you to the earth. Do not be afraid of the heat, for it is a fire that does not consume my children. It only consumes the chains that bind them. Round 1 begins now. We are breaking the idol of performance. I see the fury of the hustle culture that has colonized your mind, telling you that your value is only as great as your latest achievement. You have been running on a treadmill of human expectations, trying to reach a standard that was designed to keep you exhausted. I call this idol out by name. It is a thief of joy and a murderer of peace. Right now, I am dismantling the altar of doing so that you can simply be. Close your eyes and feel the physical weight upon your shoulders, the expectations of your parents, the demands of your society, the pressure to be perfect. I command it to melt away like wax before a flame. Come to me, all you who labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. I am not looking for your performance. I am looking for your heart. The burden of being the best is falling off you now. You are enough because I say you are enough. Round 2, I'm canceling the spirit of scarcity. For too long you have lived in the shadow of not enough. You check your bank account with a trembling heart and look at your resources through the lens of fear. This spirit of poverty has whispered to you that you must hoard, that you must be stingy with your soul, and that you must worry about tomorrow because my hand might be short. I rebuke the spirit of lack in your life. I am the Lord of the harvest, the owner of all things, and the source of every blessing. I am not a God of just enough. I am the God of abundance. Right now, I am breaking the frequency of greed and the vibration of poverty that has kept you in a state of spiritual starvation. I cancel the fear of tomorrow. I cancel the debt of anxiety. Open your hands and receive the revelation that I am your provider. I am opening the windows of heaven to pour out a supply that the world cannot understand. You will no longer operate from a place of deficit, but from a place of divine overflow. What you are chasing, I am now attracting to you by my grace. Round 3. We are dismantling the need for external validation. I see the secret wound in your soul that craves the approval of men. You have become a slave to the likes of the world, the nods of approval from strangers, and the hollow praise of those who do not know the depth of your sacrifice. This thirst for validation is a cage that keeps you from my true purpose. Right now, I'm sending a cold, holy light to wash through your mind. Feel it entering through the crown of your head, cleaning out every thought that is dependent on the opinions of others. I am silencing the whispers of the critics and the shouts of the crowd. You are not who they say you are. You are who I say you are. I am the only audience that matters. As this light purges your mind, feel the liberation of being misunderstood by the world, but fully known by me. I am breaking the addiction to the applause of men and replacing it with the peace of my well done. You no longer need to perform for the world, you only need to walk with me. Round 4. I am cleansing the spiritual fatigue and the residue of burnout. Your spirit has been covered in the brain fog of 1,000 battles, leaving you lethargic and spiritually numb. You feel like you are walking through thick mud, and even prayer has become a chore. I see the residue of every yes you said when you should have said no, and every ounce of energy you spent on things I never asked you to touch. Today, I am breathing new life into your dry bones. I command the fog to dissipate in the name of the living God. Rise up from the ashes of your exhaustion. I am pouring my oil of joy into the cracks of your broken spirit. Feel the surge of divine energy returning to your limbs. I am restoring the years that the locusts of stress have eaten. Your strength is being renewed like the eagles. You shall run and not be weary. You shall walk and not faint. The burnout is leaving your nervous system now. I am resetting your rhythm to the heartbeat of heaven. Rise, my beloved, and walk in the freshness of this new day. Round 5. I am closing the doors of envy and comparison. This is the silent poison that has been draining your joy. You look at the path of another and wonder why your road is so much harder, or why their harvest seems so much faster. This comparison is a thief that steals the uniqueness of your destiny. I'm sealing the door to envy right now. I'm blinding your eyes to the highlights of others and opening your eyes to the treasure within yourself. Your path is unique. It was carved by my own hand for your specific footprints. No one can do what I have called you to do. I'm breaking the habit of looking sideways. Look only at me. I've hidden blessings on your specific road that you will miss if you keep looking at someone else's. I seal the door to the spirit of the competitor. You have no competition, for you are one of a kind. The peace of contentment is settling over your soul like a warm blanket. It is done. Round 6. I am breaking the generational patterns of greed and delay. I see the cycles that have haunted your family for generations. The cycle of almost reaching it, the cycle of working until the body breaks, the cycle of chasing money only to lose peace. You have inherited the spiritual gravity of your ancestors, but today that gravity is being defied. I am the God of the new thing. I am severing the umbilical cord to the failures of your past. You are the transitional generation. The chains of generational lack and the patterns of spiritual chasing are shattered by the blood of the covenant. You will not die in the wilderness of not enough like those before you. I am rewriting your legacy. Where there was a pattern of struggle, I'm establishing a pattern of favor. Where there was a pattern of delay, I'm establishing a pattern of divine acceleration. The chain is broken. You are stepping into a freedom that your forefathers never knew. Round 7. I am establishing your divine purpose and holy alignment. The season of ambiguity is over. You have been wandering in the mist, unsure of your next step, but right now, I am igniting the fire of your destiny. I am aligning your desires with my will and your steps with my timing. Feel the heat of my spirit starting at your heart and spreading to your hands and feet. I am calling you out of the shadows and into the light of my purpose. You were not created to just survive or to get by. You were created to reign in life. I'm giving you a new name and a new mission. The things that used to confuse you will now be clear. The doors that were shut will now swing open by my command. Step into the light of my will. I have prepared a place for you that the world cannot take away. You are no longer a wanderer. You are an ambassador of the kingdom. Your future is not a question mark. It is a declaration of my glory. Walk in authority, for I am with you always. My child, the air around you has shifted. Can you feel the weight of the old world lifting? The 7 rounds of fire have done their work. The idols have fallen, and the chains that once bound your spirit are glowing red as they melt away from your wrists. This is the midpoint of your transformation, a sacred threshold where the person who started this video is being shed and the warrior of peace is being born. Do not let this moment pass without a firm physical declaration of your new reality. In my kingdom, your voice has weight in the unseen realms, and when you speak in alignment with my spirit, the darkness must acknowledge the territory you have reclaimed. Type this now with the absolute conviction of victor. No door is open to fear. Let these words ring out through the corridors of your mind and the atmosphere of your home. This is not merely a comment, it is a decree of your spiritual authority. By declaring it, you are slamming the door shut on the anxieties that have haunted your lineage and telling every spirit of intimidation that its lease on your life has officially expired. Your words are the seal upon this miracle. As you seal this truth, I call you to take another step of holy alignment. Press the like button, now not as a gesture for a platform, but as a signal of agreement with the heavens. By doing so, you are allowing this shield of peace to extend beyond your own walls, reaching out to others who are currently battling in the same suffocating silence you once knew. You are becoming a conduit for my grace, helping to break the chains of another soul. And I invite you now to subscribe and join this family of the chosen. This is about establishing your new daily rhythm. The world will try to pull you back into its frantic pace the moment you look away, but you need a constant flow of protection, clarity, and peace to navigate the earth without losing your soul. Make this your regular sanctuary. By subscribing, you are deciding that this will not be a one-time emotional experience, but a consistent daily walk in my light. Every day, I want to meet you here to strengthen your armor and refine your vision. The shift has begun, and we are moving toward the final restoration. Stay steady, my beloved. The best is yet to be revealed. Breathe, my beloved. Just breathe. Let the air fill your lungs and realize that with every inhale you are taking, in the very spirit of life that I first breathed into the dust. You have been living in a state of fight or flight for so long that your body has forgotten how to be still. Your heart rate has been the drumbeat of a war you were never meant to lead, and your nerves have been frayed by the constant jolts of a world that thrives on your stress. Right now, I am commanding your nervous system to come into alignment with the peace of heaven. Feel the tension in your jaw dissolve. Let your shoulders drop. The adrenaline that has been fueling your anxiety is being flushed out by the cooling waters of my presence. You are not in danger. You are not behind. You are safe in the hollow of my hand. Peace is not just a fleeting emotion I give you. It is the very atmosphere of my kingdom, and I am wrapping it around you like a warm mantle. The frantic pacing of your mind is slowing down, replaced by the steady, rhythmic assurance that I am God and I am in control. Open your spiritual eyes and perceive what is happening in the unseen realm around you. I have not left you alone in your room or your car. Even as you listen, I have stationed my angels at the 4 corners of your space. They are guardians of your peace, standing watch over your mind and your heart to ensure that the static of the world cannot penetrate this sanctuary. This stillness you feel is not an accident. It is the weight of my glory settling into the cracks of your weary soul. Rest your head, for the battle for your attention has been won. You no longer need to be on high alert. The shadows you feared were merely the result of you standing with your back to my light. But now that you have turned to me, the shadows have fallen behind you. I am stabilizing your spirit, anchoring your thoughts in the truth that you are deeply loved and fully provided for. This peace is your new baseline. It is the foundation upon which we will build your restoration. Let it soak into your bones and quiet the last echoes of the world's demands. You are at rest, and in this rest, you are truly powerful. Now witness the great reversal. The very trials that the world used to wring the life out of you, I'm using as a forge to temper the steel of your character. Do not look back at your seasons of exhaustion with regret, for I was there in the furnace with you, ensuring that you were not consumed, but refined. Every sleepless night, every tear shed over a mounting debt, and every moment you felt invisible was a seed planted in the soil of your destiny. Today, I am commanding those seeds to break through the earth. I'm turning your mourning into dancing and your heaviness into a garment of praise. The things that were meant to break you have only made you fireproof. You thought you were being buried, but you are actually being planted. I am flipping the script of your life right now. Where there was shame, there shall be double honor. Where there was a no, I am preparing a yes that carries the weight of my glory. I'm taking the dry, parched places of your journey and turning them into springs of living water. The world tried to exhaust you to make you give up, but I allowed the pressure to make you ready for the diamond-level authority I'm placing upon you. I am moving now into the broken pieces of your life to bring a total restoration. I am restoring your mental clarity, washing away the fog of hustle culture that made you forget who you are. You will think with the mind of my spirit, sharp-focused and unshakable. I am restoring the health of your physical body, speaking life into the joints and the nerves that have been strained by the world's frantic pace. But my restoration does not stop with your person. It extends to your storehouse. I am bringing order to your finances, not through the desperate chasing of the world, but through a healthy, divine flow of provision. I am opening doors of opportunity that are not built on your sweat, but on my favor. I am restoring the relationships that were fractured by your stress and your absence. I am healing the hearts of those you love and making your home a sanctuary of peace once again. Every year that the locusts of worry and the caterpillars of debt have eaten, I am paying back in full. You will not just get back to normal. You will enter a state of wholeness that you have never known before. My restoration is complete, leaving no scar, only a testimony. But hear me. My beloved, I am not stopping at restoration. I am moving into promotion. I am not just bringing you back to where you were. I'm elevating your position on this earth. I am promoting your status in the spiritual and the physical realms. You are being moved from the back of the line to the forefront of my plan. I'm giving you a seat at tables you didn't even know existed. This promotion is not for your pride, but for my purpose. I'm placing a mantle of influence upon your shoulders because I can trust you with my peace in a world of chaos. People will look at you and wonder why you are so calm while the storm is raging, and you will tell them it is because you stopped chasing the wind and started following the Creator. You are being promoted to a warrior of peace, an ambassador of the kingdom who walks with an authority that silences the enemy. Your words will carry weight, and your presence will shift the atmosphere of every room you enter. You are no longer a victim of the world's economy. You are a beneficiary of my heavenly treasury. The world saw a worker, I see a ruler. The world saw an employee, I see a leader. Step up, my chosen one, into the higher calling I have prepared for you. My beloved, look into the mirror of my word and see who you have become. The old version of you, the one who was constantly gasping for air while trying to keep up with the world's demands, is gone. That version of you died in the fire of the 7 rounds, and a new creation has emerged from the ashes. You are no longer a chaser. You are the chosen one. Do you understand the magnitude of this shift? A chaser is always behind, always desperate, and always defined by the wind they are trying to catch. But a chosen one is positioned, prioritized, and perfected in my love. I have taken the frantic, wandering spirit that used to lead you into exhaustion and replaced it with a spirit of power, love, and a sound mind. You are now a warrior of peace. This is not a passive title. It is a military rank in the spiritual realm. You do not lose your center when the earth shakes, for you are anchored in the unshakable kingdom. You are the eye of the hurricane. While others are frantic searching for their next fix of validation or their next paycheck, you will stand still knowing that I am God. Your identity is no longer rooted in your achievements, your social standing, or the opinions of men. Your identity is hidden in me, and in me, you are invincible. From this moment forward, you walk with a different authority. When you speak, you are not just making noise, you are releasing the decrees of heaven. When you say, "Peace be still," to the storms in your mind or the chaos in your home, the spiritual realm must obey because it recognizes my voice echoing through you. But your power is not found only in your words, it is found in your silence. Even when you say nothing, my presence within you creates a vacuum of peace that sucks the oxygen out of every spirit of chaos that tries to enter your space. You have become a walking sanctuary. People will feel a strange comfort when they stand near you, and they will not understand why, but it is because you have made the Most High your dwelling place. You have traded the frantic hustle for a divine flow. When you move with purpose. When you stay with presence. You are no longer a slave to the clock, the calendar, or the culture of scarcity. You are a citizen of eternity, and you dictate the atmosphere of your life rather than letting the atmosphere dictate you. You have been trained in the secret place of suffering, and now you are being manifested as a true child of God. Walk with your head high, for you carry the weight of my glory. My child, the fire I have ignited within you today is a holy flame, but a flame requires a hearth of wisdom to stay burning bright in a world of cold winds. Do not think that this victory is a one-time event. It is a lifestyle that you must guard with a holy jealousy. To maintain the authority and the peace you have received, I am giving you the blueprints for your new daily walk. First, I command you to honor the rhythm of the Sabbath. Give me 1 full day out of every 7 where you do nothing but rest and delight in my presence. This is not a suggestion for the religious. It is an act of spiritual warfare. When you rest, you are declaring to the heavens and the earth that I am your provider, and that the world does not stop spinning just because you have laid down your tools. Trust me with your time, and I will multiply your effectiveness. Furthermore, you must begin to build walls around the temple of your soul. Establish firm boundaries with toxic environments and manipulative voices that seek to drain the light from your eyes. You are a garden, not a public square. Not everyone deserves access to the secret places of your heart. If a place or a person constantly pulls you back into the chase, have the courage to walk away and stay in my shadow. Guard the gates of your mind with a divine filter. In this age of constant noise, I am calling you to a regular digital fast. Turn off the screens that scream of lack and comparison, and let your soul be filled with the silence of the eternal. If you do not filter what you hear and see, the residue of the world will quickly settle on your spirit once again. Instead, replace the habit of scrolling with the practice of radical gratitude. When the enemy whispers about what you do not have, silence him by shouting what I have already given you. Gratitude is the atmosphere in which miracles grow. It is the frequency that keeps you aligned with my abundance. And finally, in those moments when the old world tries to claw its way back, when you feel your heart rate quicken with a sudden surge of anxiety, or a deadline feels like a death sentence, do not panic. Stop immediately and take one deep sacred breath. Whisper my name. That short prayer is the emergency brake for your nervous system. It brings you back to the present moment where I am always waiting. Walk in these steps of wisdom, and you will find that the peace I gave you today will not only last, but will grow into an unshakable fortress that no storm can ever tear down. The battle you entered with is no longer yours to fight. The struggle you carried has been laid at my feet, and I have consumed it with my holy fire. Every word spoken in this sacred encounter has been recorded in the archives of eternity and sealed upon your destiny. The heavens have registered the shift in your spirit, and the earth must now make way for the promotion I have declared over your life. You are walking out of this moment as a different person, a person of power, a person of rest, a person of divine authority. The chains of the chase are broken, and the gates of life are standing wide open before you. Do not look back at the shadows of who you used to be. The decree has been signed in the spirit, and the victory is already yours. It is done, and it is irreversible. Now let us place the final eternal seal upon this prophecy, so that the enemy cannot steal the seed that has been planted. I call you to make your final declaration of faith. Type these words now to lock this blessing into your reality. Forever, it is done. My future is guarded. By writing this, you are not just typing on a screen. You are signing a spiritual contract with the Creator of the universe. This is your final act of agreement that ensures the miracle I started today will be carried through to completion. And as you step out into your new world, I invite you once more to subscribe to this sanctuary of the chosen. What I have started in you here, I will continue to nurture. Do not walk this path alone. Stay connected to the rhythm of my voice so that your armor remains strong and your vision remains clear. Walk in my authority, for the world no longer owns you, I do. But do not stop here, my beloved. This victory is only the beginning of a deeper revelation. A new door has just swung open, and there is more that I want to show you about maintaining this authority in the face of the world's storms. Do not leave this atmosphere yet. Stay in my presence and move immediately to the next video. There is a secret about the higher calling that I have prepared specifically for your next step. One chapter of your life has closed, and the next is ready to be written in gold. Click the next message now and let me lock this victory so deeply into your soul that no power on earth can ever shake it. I'm waiting for you there.